Hello everybody, Mr. Youngman here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the assignment, Making the Front Page Homepage. This will help us to get started with an understanding of using Google Sites, and it will allow us to create a good looking homepage for us to start off with. To get started, we're going to be opening this assignment in a little bit different of a way than usual. To start, we're going to go to the plus icon at the top right of Safari to open a new tab. And we're going to go to drive.google.com. From here, we're going to go to the Shared with Me section, and you'll want to look for a document that I have shared with you that has your name on it. It will likely say your name dash making the front page. Because I am creating these documents, I'm going to have to access mine through my drive instead, but yours should be under Shared with Me. Double-click on the Making the Front Page document with your name on it, and it should bring you to your very own website. It should look something like this. To get started, let's add a little bit of customization and personalization to our website. We're going to click on the gear icon at the top right. Navigate to Brand Images, and go to Select under Logo. From here, we're going to hit this filter icon at the top right of our screen and select File Type, and then select Images. And here, you should see all of the images and videos that you have submitted to me. We're going to select our logo that we created in the previous assignment. This was created using the Adobe Express Logo Maker. After we click on our logo, we're going to select Insert. Next, we're going to hit this button that says Use Logo Color for your theme. And this will apply a paint job to our website. It hasn't changed a whole lot, but it has made a small difference and made our website look a little bit more polished. I'm going to exit out of this interface now. Next, we're going to want to replace the text in the center of our header here. We're going to want to replace this with the name of our business. In my case, my business name is Marky Mark Video. Now, when I created my logo, I selected the bold setting on Adobe Express. The text that we have in here right now isn't very bold, so I'm going to change the font where it says Lotto Light and switch that over to Impact. Depending on the style of logo that you have selected, this may or may not make sense. Just experiment with selecting your text by clicking and dragging on it and changing through different fonts and see what you think looks good to you. I'm going to keep mine Impact since I already know that is the look that I would like. Next, we're going to change our header type here. I'm going to click on the header type and select Cover. This makes it so that we have a nice full screen view when we first enter our website of our company name or business name. At the top left here, we can add a site name. I'm going to call mine Marky Mark Video. And that is just keeping the same name as my business here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit by using the scroll bar on the side so we can see a little bit more. Right now, our website is looking pretty bare. In order to make some changes to this, we're going to switch to the Insert section on the right-hand side of our web page. Here, I'm going to select Images and then go to Select. Once again, we're going to click on this filter button at the top and select File Type, Images, and again, I'm going to select my logo. After clicking on my logo, we'll hit Insert, and that will add our logo underneath our cover photo. We're going to add some text now. I'm going to hit Text Box, and now we're going to see the fundamentals of how this website design really works. By putting our mouse on these dots, we're able to move different parts of our website around. I'm going to move that text that I just added to the right-hand side next to my logo. Here, we're going to insert some text that I have written down on the Google Classroom page for you. I'm going to switch back over to that Google Classroom tab by clicking on it at the top. Then I'm going to highlight all of this text right here, and we're going to copy that. To copy it, we're going to use Command C on our keyboard. That means we're going to hold down Command, and while we're still holding down Command on our keyboard, we'll hit C. So Command C, and that will copy it. And then we'll switch back over to our website, and we'll hit or click inside this box to make sure it's active, then hit Command V to paste. This added in a little bit of extra space at the bottom that I don't want, so I'm going to just hit Delete to get rid of that. Now this text is really, really small, and I think we can do a little bit better here. I'm going to select all of my text here, and we're going to change the font size to 30 pixels. Then we're going to change the font to Lato, L-A-T-O. Again, you may find that you'll have to experiment a little bit to see what looks right to you. I'm going to stylize this text a little bit though, by italicizing all the parts to the right of the question mark. So I'm going to click and drag to select no problem with my mouse, and then I'm going to hit this I to italicize the text. This will cause it to go on a slant, and it just looks a little bit more polished. I'm going to do the same with where it says you got it, selecting the text, hitting italicize, and we have it in spades, italicize. I think that right now, this image isn't quite big enough for my taste. I'm going to put my mouse on the right-hand edge and slide it over to the right some. We've now made our photo larger, or rather our logo larger, and moved our text over. This looks pretty much how we want it. However, I'd like to have my text lining up with the center of my photo here. I'm going to select from our insert page all the way at the bottom, or rather about halfway down the list, we're going to select spacer. If I position my mouse near the top and center of that spacer, I can slide it above my text, click on my spacer, and you may have to click it a couple times to get it to select properly, and then I can use this center dot to adjust the spacing. I just want to sort of eyeball this so it looks like my text is about centered up with my logo. Now I think we could do with a few more images on our website here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to scroll all the way back up on my insert list and select images. I'm going to hit select once more, filter, file type, images, and we're going to just want to use some of the photos that we have taken in class, probably from our assignment called From a New Perspective, where we took a bunch of photos of one object. You might also consider putting in some of your Photoshop work in here as well. As a placeholder, I'm just going to use some pictures that I have of myself, but I do really encourage you to use photos that we have generated in class together. I'm going to select my first photo and hit insert. So my final vision for this section is to have 3 photos that are all next to each other. We're going to insert another 2 photos now by clicking on images, select, filter at the top, file type, images, and then I'm going to select my second image and hit insert. And then I'm going to select images, select, filter, file type, images, and then select my final photo and hit insert. Now, we have the 3 photos that are on the website. However, we're not able to put them all in a row yet, or rather, we haven't put them all in a row yet. I'm going to move this just by clicking and dragging on the photo of my dog and putting it right next to the first photo. I'm going to repeat the same process with this third picture of me and put it next to the picture of my dog. Now the picture of my dog is a little bit bigger than all the other photos. I'm going to take the time to resize this so everything is the same size. I'm going to put my mouse on the bottom left and just raise it up a little bit so that the picture of my dog is the same height as the rest of the pictures. It looks like it needs a little bit more finessing here. It's really not wanting to cooperate here. As you can see, Google Sites can sometimes be a little bit picky on where you place the image sizes. Although it's not perfect, I think we'll have to call that good for now and move on. Our next thing that we're going to want to add here is text underneath all three of our photos. To do this, we're going to click on text box, and then we're going to grab the dots in the center of our text box, put it underneath our photo, and you'll see that a blue line appears under our photo. That's perfect. And we're going to let go. I'm going to hit text box, drag this under my center photo, and let go. Text box, drag it under my third photo, and let go. Now under this one, we're going to type in our photos. I'm going to select this text, and we're going to change that font size so it looks a little bit bigger. In this one, we're going to select a font size of 24, and we're going to want to center this text by selecting all of our text, just clicking and dragging with our mouse, changing the alignment to center or align, and we're going to italicize this text as well by clicking and dragging on our text and hitting this I italicize icon. We're going to repeat this process for our next text box where we will say our videos. I'm going to again select all the text, change our font size to 24, and then highlight our text and change our alignment to align. We're going to do the same exact thing with our third text box here, where we're going to type in about us, select all the words, change the font size to 24, and again, change this to align. And now we're really making some progress here. I think that our website would benefit from just a little bit more branding. So we're going to add in a little bit more branding text underneath our images. I'm going to hit text box, and I'm just going to select center align again. I'm going to type in, we are Marky Mark Video. In this case, you just want to change Marky Mark Video to whatever your own business name is. And that goes for the rest of the site as well. I really don't want you copying me. This should all be about your business name that you come up with. We're going to select all of this text, and we're going to again change the font size. This time, I'm going to select 48 pixels. And I'm going to change the color of this by selecting all the text, clicking on this A icon, and switching it to a dark red. I'm choosing dark red because I have red branding throughout my site. So the color palette is consistent throughout the website. We're getting surprisingly close to the end here. We're going to next add a footer with contact information for our business. I'm going to press add footer, and we're going to just write the name of our business again. So Marky Mark Video. And then we're going to come up with a fake phone number. This should not be your real phone number. This should be a fake phone number. So I'm going to type in 999-999-9999. And then on the next line, I'm going to come up with an email address for my business. So markymarkvideo@markymark.com. I'm going to again adjust the size of this by selecting all of my text and changing the font size to 11, just so it's a little bit easier for people to read. All right. We're pretty close to the end of our process now. The last few things that we need to do is add some more web pages by clicking on Pages on the right-hand side, selecting plus New Page at the bottom. We're going to add a web page called Photos, select Done. We're going to again go down to that plus and select New Page, and type in Videos, and select Done. And then we're going to go down to New Page one more time and select or type in About Us and Done. We're now going to click on Home to go back to our home page. Nearing the finish line here, we're going to add a few links to our website. I'm going to click on this first photo, and then I'm going to click on it a second time. We don't want to double click, we're doing this slowly this time. Above our photo, we should see this paperclip icon. If we hover over it, it shows Insert Link. I'm going to click on Insert Link and select Photos, then Apply. Next, I'm going to click on our center photo, then click it a second time, select our link, click on this box, and do Videos, and hit Apply. Lastly, I'm going to click on our third photo, click it a second time, hit this Insert Link icon, click on this box, and select About Us, then Apply. All right, and that should just about do it for our website design. If we want to see what our final product looks like, we can select this button at the top that says Preview. And now we can see what our finished website looks like. We can scroll through this, and you can see that we're looking pretty good. In our final step, we had been adding links to our images here. What this will do is if we click on our photos here, this first image, it'll take us to the photos part of our website. If I click on our videos image, it'll take us to the videos part of our website, and so on and so forth. A kind of nice touch that we added earlier is our logo at the top left. If we click on our logo, this will take us back to our home page, so people can easily navigate our website. One more thing to point out is that when we added this footer earlier, this is something that will follow us across the website. If I switch to our photos page, our footer is still there at the bottom. If I switch to videos, our footer is still there at the bottom. This way, it's really easy for customers to see where they can contact us in order to schedule an appointment with us. This way, we can start building our customer base and start getting work for our business. One last thing to point out here. On Google Sites, we have the option of looking at different views, such as tablet or mobile phone. It can be a good idea to check what your website will look like on different devices, just to make sure that there's no major problems between different formats. I'm now going to exit out of this preview mode. And that will do it for our making the front page, homepage assignment. There's no need to turn this one in on Google Classroom, or rather, there's no need to attach anything on Google Classroom in order to turn this in. Just hit the Turn In button. I will be able to access this as I created the site in the first place. Hitting the Turn In button is very important to let me know that you are finished with your assignment. As always, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask in class. It's what I'm here for. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody, and I will see you all back in class. Bye now.